Again, you can take the traditional approach of eliminating the fraction, solving for a letter, either x or y, doing a substitution, a bunch of manipulation, and I certainly go through that for the students that want to see that in the blue area. But I'm starting to think that maybe this thing is probably easier than it looks. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to multiply the top by 10. And if you do that, you're going to get 50 over x squared minus 10 over y squared is equal to 90. Again, we're trying to get a 0 to use the zero product rule. 1 over xy minus 3 over y squared is equal to minus 90. I'm going to add these two together, and you're going to get 50 over x squared plus 1 over xy minus 13 over y squared is equal to 0. Now, granted, it could be a nightmare, but it looks like it may be factorable, and I'll just put this. I hate to go to quadratic formula on this one now. And I'm going to say, if it is to work, it's probably going to be 13y and 1 over y. And then I'm looking at that 50 and a 1 in the middle. And I'm going to say 2 and 25 over x. All right, then I got to see if this is going to work. Looks like plus and minus. Let me just see if that works. You get 50 over x squared, certainly. You get minus 13 over y squared in the end. You get the middle, though. You get 26 and minus 25. That's 1. Yeah, I got it. So what do I do now? I'm going to write it down for you. I'm going to use the zero product rule. So 2 over x would have to equal 1 over y. And what does that mean? 2y would be equal to x. Right? That comes from here. All right? All right. What am I going to do now? I'm going to use it to see if I can get what x and y is. And where am I going to use it? I'm going to use it here. I think it's the easiest place to use it. And let's take a look at this thing over here. So what do you get? You get 5. What's x squared? It's 4y squared minus 1 over y squared. 1 over y squared is the same thing as 4 over 4y squared. And that's going to equal the number 9. And what do you get over here? You would get 1 over 4y squared is equal to 9. And this, whoops, sorry about that. This simplifies pretty nicely to y squared is equal to, I gotta be careful here, 1 over 36. So y in this case is going to be plus or minus 1/6. I'm going to write that down. So this leads to a very simple answer. That's what the y is. What's the x going to be? 1/3 and minus 1/3. All right? I'm going to declare that wasn't a bad answer. All right? Let me get my eraser out, and I think I'm kind of done with that part. But I got to do the other one. And the other one's much more difficult. Let me erase this over here. I'm done with this. Including if it's wrong, I'm done with it. Because if it's wrong, I probably have to rethink the problem. I've done something terrible. I'm going to start to erase this business over here. I'm done with this too. Just like your teachers at a blackboard, they erase things they don't need anymore. They move forward. All right? And I'm moving forward to this factor now, which kind of looks nightmarish. Before I go, I want to point out, you may want to self-assess yourself as you're going through the problem set. I got this one, and I got this one. I didn't get the other two, though, and I'm going to work on that now. And I'll write this down for you. So it's 25 over x equals 13 over y. And let's see what I can do here. I guess I could write x over 25 equals y over 13, right? And then I could probably just simply say x is 25y over 13. And I'm still going to use this guy over here. And let me write it down for you. It's 5 times the reciprocal of x squared, which would be 13 squared 25 squared, right, 25 squared is 25 times 25 y squared minus 1 over y squared is equal to 9. Boy, this looks like a tough one. So 5 goes into 5 once, goes into 25 5 times. So you get 169, 125 y squared minus 125 y squared, 125 equals 9. Whoa, let's see. 25 from 69. What's that going to give me? 44, right? I'm going to put that down. Over 125 y squared is equal to 9. Well, let me write this a little differently. 125 y squared over 44 is equal to 1/9. Y squared hope I didn't make any errors here. Let me make sure I got the 44 right. Yeah, I think I did it right there. Let me see if I did the other part right. 13 squared. 13 squared is 169, right? Yeah, so 44. And then what do you get on the bottom? 9 times 125. All right, I got to do something here, which might seem crazy to you, but I got to make the bottom a perfect square. And the way I'm going to do that, multiply the top and the bottom by 5. And what are you going to get on top? I'll write this down as y squared, 4, which is a perfect square, and then I'd be left with 11 times 5, which is 55. On bottom, you get 9, and 125 times 5 is 25 squared. And then y, this is a killer, plus or minus 2 root 55, and that would be 3 times 25, right? It's never going to end. Y is plus or minus 2 root 55 over 75. Wow, that was tough. Let's write our answers down now. 2 root 55 over 75. That's what y is. And now I got to multiply it by 25/13. I'll write that down for you. Well, that's not so bad. 25 goes into 75 3 times. You get 39. 2 root 55. Put a box on it. Let's put the. We'll check the key in a moment. Let's see. We also get minus 2 root 55 over 75. And then over here you get minus 2 root 55 over 39. Let's get our little marker out and see if we got it. Well, remember, we got the first 2. And then we get the second 2. I think I made a mistake somewhere. Let's see where I made the mistake. I think I remember. I know I made a mistake. I made a mistake in the sign. Let me go through that. This is this over here. This is over here. By the way, it doesn't change this analysis up here. The reason being we squared them. So I did make a mistake, and the mistake is clear as day now. And it's good to have a key. You know you made a mistake. Go back and correct it. We just corrected it. So what happens over here? Well, this will be minus then. and this will be positive. Let's get our little red pen out. And I'm glad I looked at the key and not just simply say, gee, I did it right. Again, let me point out what I did over here. I made an error here. I said something that wasn't true. I revised it. This really doesn't change my analysis up here. Again, I'll tell you why. When you square those things, it doesn't matter if it's plus or minus, that disappears, all right? That's why we got that answer there, all right? So things are working out fine. We got the 4 answers. I want to go to the graph, though, and these are kind of complicated graphs over here, but you get the 4 points of intersection, by the way, all right? Are you expecting 4 points of intersection? Of course you are. Are these numbers difficult to locate? Yeah, they're difficult to locate. Even these fractions up here, these are difficult to locate. These are like impossible to locate. I need a machine to locate those points, and I did. I used a machine to locate those points. I had to type it in, though. So what I type in? The 2 nonlinear equations, and I had to type in the 4 points. How to get the 4 points? I had to do the work. I did all that work to get those points. I plotted those points, and we got the answer. All right, I want to remind you again, my name is Ron Bannon, and if you think there's a reason to contact me, please feel free to do so. My email is Bannon, that's B as in boy, the @ symbol, NNON.US. I'm particularly interested in hearing from people that want to improve the document. Thank you.